Everybody knows that Calypso includes patents and license fees. However, you claim to be an open specification. How can you explain it?
Often people mistake open for free of charge. When the product is a result of a development of research program, it always includes some part of the costs which are dedicated to amortization of these developments. That's true for Calypso because we had an AAV program of development. But open is a much more important issue. That means that not only a single manufacturer is able to provide you with a product, but that there is a real competition between many competitors with decrease of cost for the buyers. So it's perfectly compatible to be open and to have a license policy and fee.
Okay, but license fees and pretending to be a standard, is it compatible?
It's perfectly compatible to include license in a standard. You only have to respect some rules which are imposed by the international standardization bodies. The first one is to be non-discriminatory. That means that all manufacturers have the same conditions to access to the patents. And the second rule is to be reasonable costs. And these two rules are completely fulfilled by Calypso.
Concretely, what are the Calypso patents? Are they really important?
There are two main patents in Calypso technology. The first one is what we call the cession patent. It guarantees a good result of the transaction, whatever the customer does with his card. For example, if he removes the card from the terminal, all the data within the card will stay correct and the card will be in a stable state. It seems to be very simple, but it's quite complex to implement. And the second patent is what we call ratification patent. It's a little more difficult to explain in a few words, but you have only to know that it guarantees a correct closing of the transaction.
How do the other technologies without them if the patents are so necessary?
But the others also use these patents. That is the best evidence of the openness of Calypso. Even the competitors of Calypso, or what considered as competitors to Calypso, have access to these patents. And it shows also the efficiency on a technical point of view.
Who is concerned by the Calypso license?
The license is an industrial process, so only manufacturers are concerned by the license of Calypso. You've got, for the portable object, the card embedders, or manufacturers of integrated circuits, which are concerned by the license. For the terminals, now, all terminal manufacturers, all fare collection integrators can propose you Calypso solutions, Calypso product without license. Only the secure module is licensed.
How about the revenues of Calypso license? How are they used?
They are used for two objectives. The first one is to allow the investor and developer of the technology, the private company innovation, to get a return on investment. That's a normal process. The second is to finance all the evolutions of Calypso, security evolutions, functional evolutions, and to finance the works which are undertaken by CNA, the Calypso Networks Association.
So you mean that without fees, Calypso could not evolve?
You are right. Without fees, Calypso could not evolve, because one particularity of Calypso is to be led by its users. That means that we are not depending on manufacturers' decisions, but we need to remain independent to have financing of the association. That's why I can say that the license policy of Calypso is really for the benefit of its users.